Now, there we go.
There we go.
It has something to do with once I plug in a third, like more than a few
You can hear us
USBs.
right now, eh?
He is unsubscribing. Okay.
That's
There
live.
we go. All right, so thank you guys so much for tuning in to Never Over. We are not the number one because we vanished for a while. We are
Probably top 200 now at this point. Like, we started the trend. We are like the first.
The market blew up. We're probably now top 10.
Did the market blow up?
I'd say let's just assume the market blew up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it had to. We were
gone,
innovative.
So.
Yeah.
We were innovative. We,
Set the trend.
They,
So now we're coming back and we gotta build things. So
Yeah.
we only got 400 viewers right now, but as we build back up, we'll move back into the thousands. So we'll deal with the hundreds of viewers right now.
Yep.
But thank you guys so much for tuning in to Never Over. We are the top 10 source for live viewing parties, instant analysis and reactions, a whole slew of things now, essentially. I'm going to have to change my opening set piece.
I would just go like a wrestling channel.
The most interactive.
Welcome to Never Over. We are a wrestling channel.
We are the wrestling channel.
The wrestling channel, yes. I'm Dawson. This is Benjamin. That's Brad. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to the Wrestle Recap Podcast number 24. It is the go-home edition for SummerSlam. It's August 17th, 2017. Yeah, so we're here. We're back. We're here to talk about the events of the week that was, leading into SummerSlam, how that impacted everything. And, yeah, so I guess we might as well just jump right into it and start kind of discussing the week that was, the things that went down, and where we're headed as we roll into SummerSlam. So we have a lot of people in the chat.
No, we have two. Keep going.
Two
now.
people in the chat, quite a few viewers. So we got the Video Kings, Captain Mushmoo, anybody else who wants to, kind of interact as we go along. We'll be interacting with people in the chat. So, make sure that if you have opinions, that you talk amongst each other on the pieces that we touch base on. So yeah, I guess we'll kind of just jump right into it. So. Yeah. Monday Night Raw had a lot of things kind of go down. They set up SummerSlam in, various ways. SmackDown did the same as they rolled into their kind of, we talked about last week, probably their second biggest pay-per-view of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
SummerSlam. So we know all the matches now.
Yep.
We know what's going to go down. I say we know all the matches. I don't actually know all the matches.
There's 12. There's 12.
There's 12,
like, including the pre-show, there's 12.
Yeah.
A lot.
So, yeah, we got a lot to get to, so might as well start touching base on... How do we want to do this? Would we like to talk about Raw and SmackDown, or do we want to just
what we'll do is
the matches
we can go through the card. We can go through the SummerSlam card,
and talk about what happened on the shows.
If we have any flavor notes about that particular feud, as well, we can do our predictions for them as we discuss that. Like, we'll be like, matches this. This is what's happened up to this point and how we feel about it, and then this is your prediction is my prediction, your prediction, and then we can go to match 2.
Yeah, might as well do that.
Like the sound of that?
Yep.
Sorry. So the 2 pre-show matches.
Sorry, when are we going to do predictions? Are we going to do after each one we talk about?
Yeah, we'll toss in our flavor notes, and then after the flavor notes, we'll be like, this is who I pick. So 2 pre-show matches. First pre-show match, the newly crowned Cruiserweight champion Akira Tozawa, who, if you did not know, won the Cruiserweight title on Monday Night Raw. Didn't even win it on the damn 205 Live.
No.
2, won it 6 days before SummerSlam when he was already going to have a match with
Neville. Anyway.
So, yeah. So they have the rematch in the pre-show at SummerSlam. What does this mean?
Well, that was kind of a theme that Raw and SmackDown both had. Was they decided that they would have SummerSlam early, which I'm not sure what the big deal is there. Like, for a pay-per-view, they got into the habit of, and I think we touched a bit on it last week, Brad, was how they always had the pay-per-views kind of end on or maybe you and I were talking about this, a cliffhanger, so then people would tune in the following week to see what happens. They'd always end the pay-per-views on a hanging note, and it's like, hey, that's not great. This time around, it feels like they had the pay-per-views early, so
Yeah.
people would tune in or like hear about it and tune in. I don't know what their MO was there. It was kind of weird.
Well, I think stuff like this is happening because the TV rights are coming up in 2019, and that's where the WWE gets 60% of their money is from TV rights.
Yeah, they had an escalating deal. They had a 3-year escalating deal where they got $120, $135, $155 million deal. That's how their TV deal went, which I think is crazy.
That is kind of insane.
So when they got to re-up their TV right contract, they got to find a way to make their product seem worthwhile, especially to the tune of $160 million.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of this thing now where stuff like that it's affecting the pay-per-views, because the pay-per-views are, you can either spend $60 and buy it through your pay-per-view provider, or you spend $10 and get it through the network. Yes. So the pay-per-views aren't a money cash,
kind of a sieve compared to the way they used to be.
Exactly. So they do stuff like this so that they can get their TV ratings up, and they can use that as ammunition against like that'll probably be a thing. Oh, in 2017, the Monday before SummerSlam, this is what our ratings were. Like, it was.
This is our pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
That's a good point. Yeah, that's what they could be doing. They could be playing long term, because if it's a couple years, like, that only means there's going to be, this could be the second last episode, like the second last pre-SummerSlam TV ratings that they have to draw on. So, next year they want to have big numbers exactly for that reason. So that's a good point. Yeah. That's why they could be doing this.
Funny enough, Raw was down versus last week.
Yeah, it was.
Was it really?
Yeah, it was only like, was it 2.8 or something like that this week?
It was down.
They're back to, three is the benchmark.
Yeah, they're still in threes, but they were they lost. They were down about 20,000 viewers.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But the Tozawa Neville thing, to get back to
on
that,
track. I saw
was honestly, anybody who's followed us for a while knows that I'm a huge Neville fan, and I was actually really excited to see Tozawa win.
Hell yeah, he had a great. He had actually a really organic kind of upcoming.
He did.
It was cool with the Titus brand, because they're kind of a heel faction, and he's naturally, without touching a mic, kind of like he doesn't talk a lot, gotten over as a face.
He's gotten over because he just does that ha. Like, he gets it's progressively gotten shorter. Like, Steve Austin had what, and now Tozawa has
Daniel Bryan had yes.
Yes, yeah. Like, it's the letters have continuously dropped. So, but it's a good thing to see, and I guess we could get into this prediction. This is one that I'm torn about, because if you watch 205 Live on Tuesday, Neville just looked absolutely wrecked that he didn't have that championship anymore. His hair was dry and like all poofy. They put makeup on him to make it look like he had bags under his eyes, like he hadn't slept in 2 days because he didn't have his championship anymore. So I think that is a great story going forward, that he's he's so distraught with not having his title.
Here's what's gonna get difficult to me is, like, he's so good at character work now. It's like he becomes this broken version of Neville, and then he gets the friggin' belt back because he's so good at that. Like, when do you draw the line on the fact that he's so good?
I honestly think I think they should leave it on Tozawa. That's going to be my prediction. I think Tozawa should keep it. And I think you can build a good storyline out of Crazy Neville just destroying the Cruiserweight division to get back to Tozawa. Like, say, this is Neville's rematch. Neville doesn't win. He doesn't get another shot at the title. It's got to be Cedric or TJ or any of the other guys. Tony Nese, like Mustafa Ali. No Austin Aries. Like, rip. But he put out a nice tweet about doing his driver, so...
Listen, what they should do with Neville is they should, like, this rematch, they'll put, well, it's in the pre-card, or the pre-show, so, like, it'll probably be a bomb anyway. It'll be quick, it'll be rushed, they won't actually get to do what they get to do, so, that's kind of the thing, so, it's tough, like, I think, it's not enough time to really close the chapter, and
No.
Like the 205 Live doesn't get the justification that it should.
Yeah.
Which is kind of criminal, but it is what it is. They've created their programs the way they've created their programs. What they should do with Level now is have him come in just friggin' on fire on the main card.
Yeah.
Neville should be bumped. Now, they should use 205 Live as a stepping stone. It's going to look bad, and maybe... Or Austin Aries, is he out of his contract yet?
He's gone. He's released. Like he has.
No, he's on his...
They've mutually agreed to
he's
get
on.
rid of him.
He can't wrestle anywhere till October.
That's too
it's
bad.
90 days non-compete.
They should have been bumping these guys. Like,
Yeah.
guys of that ability, they should have been bumping to the main card. Anyway, they've done what they've done.
Yeah.
It's too bad. But see, what do you do with Neville now? Neville falls into the pool. Like, what's Rich Swann been up to for a couple months?
He's been hurt for a little while. I know he's
Yeah,
back.
he's
Okay,
but
so he's been the Brian Kendrick then.
he's
Brian Kendrick.
He's training Ronda Rousey.
Okay, so these guys are doing things, I suppose,
they
but
got-
they've largely been ghosts.
They got absolved 205 Live, if you ask me.
And as far as I know, Jack Gallagher's he's going to have a match against Pete Dunne.
Progress.
At a Progress show this week instead of having the UK Championship being defended on TakeOver.
Yeah, because it'd be the match of the year.
Probably, yeah.
Pete Dunne's it.
Jack Gallagher?
Yeah.
You think Jack Gallagher's he's that level of talent?
Pete
Dunne's that
Pete
level
Dunne's
of
that
talent.
level of
Yeah,
talent. That's
he's
what I'm
the-
saying.
See,
And I'm not saying Jack Gallagher doesn't have it. We don't know Jack Gallagher's ceiling, but we know that Pete Dunne is a match of the year factory.
I think Gallagher has it, and now that if he's doing that at Progress outside of 205 Live in the WWE, I think they can have a match of the year contender for sure.
All right, so let's circle back around. We got a little bit spun off
Yeah.
on cruiserweights, but that's a sad thought if they have Jack Gallagher versus Pete Dunne, because that screams, hey Pete, if you ever come full time with us, you're a cruiserweight.
Well, you know what?
He's trash.
Well, what's crazy? He calls himself the Bruiserweight. He was rocking 3 independent belts the same. Like he was rocking the UK title and 2 of the top independent circuit titles, a Canadian one and a UK one, another UK one. So like, he's he's got it. And him and Bates and Trent Seven are all buds.
Yeah.
Like they're the 3 of them. Like and they're geniuses.
Tyler Bates, I think, has Cena type potential. I don't know how they will ever cash in on that, but he's extremely young. His ability is remarkable for his age.
Over.
Yeah,
they should be grooming the hell out of him for mic ability.
I agree.
Like they gotta bring him into the business and then stick him beside the Miz forever, like something like that. Just to not like in the Miztourage, but to train.
I guess I'll write down what our predictions.
I digress on that topic. We'll move back. Yeah. So Tozawa versus Neville.
I have Tozawa.
You'd have Tozawa.
Yeah.
It's one of those things like I say it all the time and I keep saying it. The belts are almost meaningless. So if Tozawa loses, that's a really bad look.
Yeah.
That's a really bad look for what feels like this is an international pay-per-view.
Yes, it's of that stature, yeah.
They seem to be pushing this hard for a lot of different markets, so I gotta think I'm choosing Tozawa as well.
Okay. Just trying to think of the best way to do this. Tozawa, and you picked Tozawa as well?
Yeah. Just use a system. Just put Tozawa like first, and then if you put Tozawa first, dash, and then just put Tozawa like go. We'll just go Brad, me, you every time. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. Well, here's what I'm just gonna go down now and type whoever you pick for each match. Like I'm not gonna put. So I'll go with Neville. Just because they make harebrained decisions and. It's the pre-show and it's Neville, and I don't trust them to keep the belt on Tozawa.
One of Brad's favorite theories is the constant. What rocks a lot of Brad's choices for picks is the constant Vince McMahon factor.
Yeah, it's a
instantly swayed on picks all the time because Brad, you had the conspiracy theory that
he just
constantly comes up and
wakes up in the morning like. The Money in the Bank winner changed 3 times. for like the men's.
How'd that turn
It was
out?
supposed to be. It was either they had Shinsuke slotted in and they had AJ slotted in, and they went with Corbin because Road Dogg petitioned for Corbin. And I got a whole bunch of stuff on Corbin when we finally get to that subject.
Yeah, we'll get to that topic
All right,
later on.
so we got Tozawa.
To finish the cruiserweights off, I just want to talk about the tightest brand worldwide.
Yeah.
I think Tozawa should win. I like the idea they put a belt in there.
Yeah,
I think that's a solid idea, and I keep saying it. Stables are cool. They need stables because they got a whole bunch of guys. They don't know what to do with all of them, and it's like overseas. New Japan, they're all stables. It's like there's 40 guys, and then Impact or whatever you call it, Global Force. Yeah, they have a bunch of stables there too. So it's you need a stable. Just do this. Just do a few stables. And they're cool.
People think of tightest brand as a joke, but you've got some good talent in there. Apollo Crews could be a really solid IC.
You can't laugh at Apollo Crews.
No.
He's got
and Dana Brooke, if she was given the chance, she could be at Nia Jax's level.
She should be the female club.
That powerhouse.
Piece.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. If they ever get around to putting the club together, she'd be a really good addition there.
Yeah.
And that would instantly build a feud between the club and the tightest brand worldwide because the tightest brand was trying to court her.
Yeah.
And the Bullet Club came in and snagged her away. Or Balor Club, whatever they decided to name it.
Well, I think that on a bigger scale, besides tightest club, I think that that's how you set them apart from... that's how you would set Balor Club apart from Bullet Club, is having a female member, because the Bullet Club does not have a female member.
Yeah.
Has it ever?
No.
No.
Because New Japan's all men. They don't have women in New Japan.
I thought they have...
They're separate.
What's
They
have
a Joshi.
Yeah, it's a different promotion altogether?
Two different... Yeah.
Oh.
It's all women.
Yeah. Okay. Wow, I didn't know that. Interesting.
So, that's how they set themselves apart, is they introduce a woman...
female character to their faction.
So...
Yeah. All right, so...
Next match, the other pre-show match, is the SmackDown Tag Team titles. The New Day versus the Usos, which I was shocked to see this on the pre-show because, some of the better in-ring and out-of-the-ring work,
mic work,
of all of the rivalries.
Of the past 3 months, looking at this, okay, quickly...
A lot of good feuds.
There's been good feuds, but yeah, you're right. The point you're driving towards, that has been the best in-ring and mic work of all things.
The Usos,
maybe AJ and Kevin Owens.
Yeah,
could be the only other thing to top it.
The Usos, man, when they went heel, it was cool, they're heel, but I didn't expect this level of depth and character work from them to really double down on who, and it's a little bit of really who they are, right? Just some of the lingo that they use and their attitude and their confidence is so high, and it bleeds across their work in the back, in the ring, and it's really, really cool to see. The New Day is the New Day, always relevant. Never they are the same. They're always relevant. They stay relevant, which is good. Well, not a lot to change there. They're the New Day.
Their popularity and the way they always come up with
they're
something
on the
new.
cuff.
Every couple weeks they come up with something new, so they keep driving their popularity. They keep their merch is fine.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is quite surprising that it's landed there. So, that's quite odd.
So it's very, very interesting to see this is on the pre-show. I don't really have much else to say though. I've loved what they've done of even their match Tuesday to go against the two members of the New Day who aren't going to be in the title match. It was a great way to have the SummerSlam match without it being the SummerSlam match. I thought that was kind of neat because they've thrown away. They threw away Finn Balor and Bray Wyatt on Raw. They threw away the Cruiserweight title match on Raw. They almost threw away the SmackDown Tag Team title match on Raw. On SmackDown. They've thrown a lot of the SummerSlam matches out the window over the last week. So I thought that was handled really well. But no, beyond that, just great work from both tag teams, and I'm happy with whoever wins coming into both sides.
What I would have liked to have seen for this match, if they had booked it properly, is what was the last SmackDown pay-per-view?
Money in the Bank.
Yep.
Money in the Bank was the last one. Okay, so that's where the New Day
that was Great Balls of Fire.
That was Raw.
I know that.
Okay.
was
The most
Yeah.
recent pay-per-view.
Right. But yeah, so their first match, the Usos just walked out. They got disqualified, retained their titles. Their second one, they should have walked out of the ring again and gotten disqualified. And then for this match, they should have had a ladder match so that they couldn't walk out. They had to stay in the ring and finish the match and go up the ladder. I think that would have been a better way for the New Day to win the belts from them than just, I mean, beating them clean and stuff is good, but then it's just like, this match, it's like,
and that was a damn good match too. Money in the Bank.
They should have saved that for this match because they're not gonna lose at SummerSlam. Yeah. Plus they're on the pre-show, so
you're picking New Day.
Yeah,
I'm picking New Day as well.
I'm gonna go with you.
Your point, you're talking about all the like work they put together, like they've done really well. I was just going to quickly comment and say, and all their hard work and dedication has landed them on the pre-show.
Yeah.
WWE rewarding the town.
Yeah.
So you guys are both... I'm going with the Usos.
Okay.
The Usos very quietly, if let's say they hypothetically pick up the win here, the Usos are very quietly putting together a Hall of Fame run.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, you know what they'll do? They'll induct Roman and the Usos all at the same time, and they'll all just have a lovely time. It'll just be a lovely evening, and they'll bring Rikishi, and Dwayne will be the guy to induct them, and that'll pump the views for it. That's what they're probably pushing towards. So.
All right, so that's the pre-show wrapped up now. So we'll switch over to the Raw Tag Team titles.
Yeah.
We got Shane Zaro versus the Shield.
The big dog. The big D's not in there, so
Big D's right here. But it's this has been an interesting feud. I think kind of the same thing that I referenced with the New Day and the Uso build is these are two very I'm gonna back up a little bit. There's one very talented tag team in this matchup, and the other one are the two Genettis of the Shield. So, not as good as the SmackDown setup, but I think that this one has done a good job of telling a story for Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins. Cesaro and Sheamus are also very, very good.
Yeah.
As well. So,
did you just call Seth Rollins a Genetti? You're absolutely insane.
Dollars and cents wise, he is the Genetti of the Shield. Yeah.
No way. No. Genetti was like out of the business in like 5 years.
I'm saying in a matter of dollars and cents wise, draw wise, like the two of them are Genettis to Roman, but
at the very end of both their careers, I think Seth Rollins will have a more historic career than Roman Reigns. He will be, by and large, even by the fans, will like him more.
Sure.
Like, he will be globally more successful than Roman Reigns at the end of each of their careers. Because it's just like, they're never going to get Roman over. Roman's never going to get over.
It's
like,
just hard to say.
It's been like 3 years. We got to accept that it's like, okay, maybe the kids like them. The kids grow up. In 5 years, the kids that like Roman Reigns at 12 are 17 in 5 years. They're not going to like Roman Reigns. They're going to start.
How many years did it take for you to not like John Cena?
Oh, a while. It probably took me 5 years.
I think more. I think it was longer.
No,
than that.
it came
into WrestleMania 20, 21 to 25 and 26.
Yeah, when he won in 21, by the time 26 came around,
we kind of dropped out.
The Miz was around 24 when he faced the Miz.
No, the Miz was 27.
7, yeah.
I think it was right around that time. I was kind of tired of Cena. You can only have so much of it, and as you get older, you just start refuting against those kinds of guys.
The guy who always wins.
Yeah, you do, because you start to. When you're young, you don't like see the story. You don't see the pulling of the strings and the gears going around.
You just see your favorite player winning.
You see your superhero, and you like to see your superhero. But those guys grow up, and eventually they push against it. Now, okay, maybe a new guy will come into Roman Reigns, but it's like, well, Roman Reigns stick. Like, how old is Vince?
He's 76, I think.
He's on borrowed time.
So in 5 years, like he's put a lot of years on his body. based on what he's done.
Yeah.
It's like in 5 years, Vince may not be around.
Yeah.
Vince may pass away. Vince's mind may go on. Well, maybe not. But it's like something could happen to Vince. He may not have a say anymore. He may not be around because it seems like he loves Roman. So as soon as he's gone, or even the kids get older, or Roman doesn't stick anymore, like I don't think Roman. He's not the kind of guy who has that longevity. Seth Rollins has talent, like actual wrestling talent. And it's like eventually people are going to realize he is an exceptional performer. His athleticism, his skill, and his ability. And that gets guys over. Like, who's the most popular WWE superstar right now? Like,
John Cena.
Globally. Yeah, like
Yeah.
I get maybe it's Cena. I guess it's Cena. But if you ask me, it's like
Shinsuke Nakamura.
It's probably AJ Styles.
Yeah.
Who hates AJ Styles?
Nobody. They tried making him a heel and everybody cheered.
Who hates AJ?
Okay, we're off on a tangent of a tangent of a tangent. I'm going to come back quickly to the Roman Reigns piece where you were like, in 5 years, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, yada, yada. In 5 years, and let's say Vince dies in that 5 years, Roman Reigns is going to get to be the character that he actually wants to be, probably. And I think a lot of people do just, like, I'm not saying he's an AJ Styles, but I think Roman Reigns is a good worker. Mm-hmm. And he sells well.
Everybody says he's a good worker, so I believe it. Everybody vouches that he works his ass off, and I'm not going to take that from him.
He like in his match, like sure, he's got his 5 moves of doom like Cena, but he sells so well. Like sure, when he starts to ramp back up and you see him, and it's like, oh fuck, he's going for the Superman punch again, or oh shit, he's setting up for the spear. They're setting up the finish now. And then like even when there's like they do the like somebody dodges the Superman punch, like oh they dodge, like we still know what this finish is.
Yeah.
When he's getting beat up for the first half of the match, he gets beat up really well, and he gets beat up in a way that makes you think he's going to lose this match.
Yeah.
And then he turns it around, and then you get pissed off. But he works extremely well. I think once Vince dies, Roman can stop doing the I love my job stick and can actually do what he wants to do.
Maybe he develops some depth, and that would help him, but he's got to develop that depth.
You got to know he's working on everything that people hate. So that way, once Vince goes, or they finally let the big dog off the leash, pardon the pun, he'll be everything everybody wants him to be because he wants that.
Roman himself probably wants to be a heel,
and that's what I'm saying. Like he just like you're not gonna tell Vince McMahon, nah, I don't want to be the face of this $1 billion company.
Yeah.
So,
Seth Rollins is in no way the Jannetty of the Shield. I take a lot of offense to that statement because that undermines his ceiling and his ability.
And that's a damn 2K18 cover star, man.
All I'm saying is
Brock Lesnar was a cover star.
When it comes, CM Punk was a cover star. All I'm saying is that dollars and cents,
13.
Dollars and cents wise, that's that. But that's a conversation for another podcast.
Don't call Seth Rollins a Jannetty. We can call Dean Ambrose a Jannetty all we want. He's globally trash.
Who would have thought that we'd still have Cesaro and Sheamus as a tag team
almost a year later
after the 7 matches, which those like good, like I know you're gonna have a piece to say about Cesaro and Sheamus in a bigger sense, but I think the work they've done as a tag team is phenomenal, and I really like their heel evolution here. This role this persona that they've taken, the Swiss Cyborg is what they're calling Cesaro now. Have you guys heard this?
No, the Swiss Cyborg. They switched from the Swiss Superman to the Swiss Cyborg.
Love it because he's cold now. Yeah, I get it. Villainous.
Yeah. So it's so, to me, their work with the trench coats and everything is so cool, and they're allowed to showcase their talent as well. And then you have Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins, which they told a great story coming back. Like I was like, are they gonna do this? I was like, is Seth gonna go heel? I thought Seth was gonna go heel last week, not this past week, but last week because like they came back, Dean wanted it again, and I thought that he was gonna beat the crap out of him. So I thought there was gonna be a heel turn there, and that I still feel like maybe there might still be a heel turn. There, I think it might be Dean. I think Dean might turn on Seth.
That'd be a good story.
So, actually, Kevin Bones said I think Ambrose and Rollins take the titles.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to see them take the titles and then split. So Be very interested to see how that happens. Do you, Brad, have anything to say about this?
No, Seth and Dean are gonna win the titles.
Seth and Dean are winning the titles.
Because I don't see. I could be wrong, but I don't see Seth getting near the IC title because I feel like that's going to be The Miz and Jason Jordan.
Gross.
He's not going to get near the Universal title. So they're like, what championship belt can we put on Seth while he's out promoting our game? Well, let's put him in a tag team. And that's how the WWE Raw Tag Team Champion Seth Rollins is here to talk about 2K18.
Got any takes, son? This feud, this match almost seems like everything that you hate about the product right now.
It's kind of
You have two established single competitors who are like.
Okay, so the Cesaro and Sheamus I've talked about.
That's
before.
what I'm talking
like,
about. Yeah.
I don't like that they're together. I think it's a waste of the individuals that they could be.
I mean, you can say what you want about Sheamus. He is a great. He's a great singles competitor.
He's probably one of the best heels they've had in a long
his
time.
run, he was over he's been over really from the start.
Yeah.
He's one of those guys who just became an institution.
And here's the thing, what they've done over their time as a tag team has been excellent. It's been great. They've organically moved from the best of 7 that they had, and then they moved into having an tag team opportunity.
Yeah.
They slowly grow it together. They did the face thing. Now they're doing the heel thing. It's all been organic. It's all moved extremely well.
Because they were the team that beat the New Day, or finally beat the New Day, right?
No, the club did. Then they beat the club.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but the whole thing's been fine. The whole progression's been fine. I just think the talents could be better served elsewhere in the company. It's you're bogging them down. Cesaro should be a world champion. The guy's too impressive not to be. That said, as far as this match goes, Christ, I don't know what they do here. It's just
spoilers or a dirt sheet note. I have one match predicted before coming here. You're doing this on the fly. Brad's the only one who prepared.
Yeah.
So I know you're sitting hard.
Well, it's one of those things where it's Cesaro and Sheamus retain.
They
keep going forward.
Both routes make sense.
But it's you put them together. No, I'm gonna say Cesaro and Sheamus come away
cool
with the titles.
I was gonna say
they may not win, but they still get the title. No, I gotta tell who wins because I think it may be a DQ finish of some kind or a count out. I'm still gonna go Sheamus and Cesaro.
I'm choosing the Shield.
I just feel why do you put Seth and Dean together to go after those titles and not have them?
Yeah. Okay. So we had I think a few people in the comments.
Kev Bone there's talking a little bit about
Kev Bone I think has Ambrose and Rollins, and I think Gaming King also had the Shield. So if anybody else, I know there's a few other people lurking and watching. If you guys let us know what you guys think predictions wise for this match, put it in the comments there. Put it in the chat. So what do we got next? What's next on the docket?
This one has a bit more heat to it now. John Cena versus Baron Corbin.
So on Tuesday they screwed up big time. Asterisks. Why did I asterisk it? Okay, what they did with the Money in the Bank, horrific. It's proven that it's instant burial for a guy's career if you're not Big Match John. Damian Sandow, boom.
Yeah,
he was done. He rose to a height, and he got over, and people loved him, and then they fucking buried him immediately with a move like that. Yeah. And he's out of the business. He went back to TNA or Impact at the time.
Whatever it is,
he became nothing.
Yeah.
So it destroyed his career. So, did they screw up? Yes. If Baron Corbin rolls in Sunday and steamrolls Cena, he's right back on the map. It's nothing happened. If he buries Cena on Sunday, if they let it happen where he just pumps Cena, it's all fine then. I don't give a shit about the Money in the Bank. Baron Corbin's just been reestablished as a big time guy.
Yeah.
He hits the end of days like in the first 5 minutes, and then they protect that finisher, let him win off one right off the top.
Oh, boy.
They never do it because it's Big Match John.
No, I think they might.
If they do
I think they let him win off one.
If they do it, if they say, hey, listen, we gave you Money in the Bank, we screwed you over, that's our bad because we didn't know what to do story-wise with you, but you're going to pump Cena Sunday, and Cena doesn't give a shit. Cena's halfway out the door to Hollywood.
Yeah,
so
he's
he
going to
doesn't
Raw
care.
after SummerSlam anyway.
Yeah, he doesn't care. So it's like if they pump, if Corbin pumps Cena, it's all good. The whole Money in the Bank stuff doesn't matter. That's the way I'm looking at it. Will they play it that way? It's tough. It's tough because like
this one's hard because
you don't go against Big Match John. So
well, yeah, you don't go back against Big Match John, but Corbin's got a ton of heat backstage.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, that's the other thing.
I guess he's been getting out of hand on Twitter the last couple of weeks, and then just this Tuesday, so like just the week previous, he said something to
A veteran.
Dave Meltzer, which started it all, and then he called a fan a loser on Twitter, and he was a veteran, and he was like, your boss Vince didn't think I was a loser when you guys came to visit me in Iraq, and he was a veteran, and was in a picture with Vince and Triple H and Show and Mark Henry, and Corbin backtracked and said, oh, I guess thank you for all your service and all that kind of stuff. Anyways, apparently that tweet is what's got him a lot of heat because Vince is big on supporting the troops,
well, like,
right?
who the fuck? I didn't before I read it, I didn't fucking know that. And like,
well, it's true.
And
yeah.
for me, for a heel to get heat backstage because of something that he tweeted is the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Like, if you're a heel and you tweet, heel-like tweet, whether it's a fan or whether it's whatever, that fan is throwing jabs at the heel. Whether you're a veteran, whether you're an amputee, whether you have 3 arms, you're tweeting at a heel.
Yeah.
And the whole idea of WWE's Twitter accounts is that it's all kayfabe, for the most part.
Kayfabe is largely dead.
This is what
the whole situation admits.
So it's like, to me, if a heel tweets, like it's a work. Like,
yeah, it should be. Oh yeah, it should be. And and that's when you guys were describing it. That's what I was thinking in my head. I was like, they should play well though. Like Corbin's a villain. Like this is what they should do. Kevin
Owens does it all the time, and then he tweets about Charlottesville. Like it's like, yeah, you're a heel when you're supposed to be a heel, and then you can be human. Like when it requires to be human. But Baron Corbin is arguably the truest heel they have right now because he's so isolated. Yeah. His character is so isolated. Just like doesn't give talks down to everybody.
Yep.
Like including Renee, Daniel Bryan, like the whole slew of them.
Yep.
So yeah, to me, that whole situation's really dumb. I hadn't considered him pummeling John beyond pulp. So that was actually kind of interesting to hear. But beyond that, yeah, it's he shouldn't be penalized for playing his part in the WWE landscape.
I agree with all that.
You got anything?
But it's the WWE.
Well, that's the problem. They've entered this world.
It's fucking high school.
Yeah, they've entered this weird reality where they're trying to make it a TV show, but then as soon as the cameras are off, everybody's like good guys and kayfabe's dead. But when cameras roll, like you got to be all kayfabe. But as soon as they're off, it's like that's why they canceled Talking Smack because it's like it crossed the line too much. And it's like, man, as soon as you guys shut the cameras off, you tossed kayfabe out the window. So what have you been in a shape of Talking Smack? It was the only thing that the older people, the like smarks, actually enjoyed is because they rode the fine line. You got to see behind the curtain a bit. You saw the guys react.
And it's this weird double standard where JBL, nothing happened to him for bullying Mauro Ranallo.
Yeah.
But like behind the scenes and all that kind of stuff, nothing happened to JBL. But if this is true about Baron Corbin, then for sending a tweet, for being in character and sending a tweet, not knowing that somebody was a veteran, and he's gonna lose like his championship opportunity because of that. But JBL can bully the shit out of a guy
for months,
and
make him miss WrestleMania,
make him quit because he's in such bad straits. And nothing happens to him. and it became a a PR
Yeah,
nightmare,
it was huge.
Yep.
and nothing happens to him. Like it's
It's a weird double standard.
It's
that
a weird
happens
double
on
standard
the
that's
big
the
W.
WWE. But I say big match John's winning.
Kev Bone had a good point. I wonder if guys who send mean tweets like Owens do a little research before they hit send, which is very valid. They could, just takes no time to look through a tweet and look through a guy's profile and be like, okay,
or
this
even
is
just
this guy.
click on the picture.
Yeah,
Like-
no, I know. Yeah, I agree. I got Corbin.
We have very varied predictions.
Early on, you and I were kind of in the straight and
Right.
narrow, but yeah. Once Benjamin makes his piece here, I'll say a little more, just a little bit more, and then
Yeah, I think
we'll
I
move
have
on.
Corbin
I
too.
was gonna
That's
say,
the
you
only
got
thing
two
that can.
Baron Corbin t-shirts.
See,
You
I
can't-
have the only 2 Baron Corbin t-shirts.
His merch sales are like 4, and like
2 of them are from a small island in Canada.
2 are you, and 2 was himself. His mom won't buy a shirt.
So it's like,
Send me that John Cena shirt. I love him.
You made a good point there, and I think that's the
That's the only way you save him.
Cena's out to do Bumblebee, and I think Cena's got Cena's busy.
He's
Cena's
halfway. Cena's
got to
halfway
get
out the door.
married, and Cena's totally down to give a rub like this,
It
especially after
seems-
these
yeah.
circumstances. Cena's so down for a rub like
They gave
this.
Shinsuke a rub. Like they put him over. Most people didn't expect that.
In
So
a face get over, a
Yeah.
hard earned victory with a clean win over the face of the company.
Yeah.
Now to get a hard heel over, you have him destroy the face of the company.
Yeah.
And that's and then John goes away for a little while, maybe finishes
That's
up
fine,
filming
like-
Southpaw Wrestling.
Yeah. That'd be fun.
He is doing that. He's been teasing it on Instagram.
Oh,
for a
has he
while. So,
really?
yeah,
Oh,
he's
that's
seeing
brilliant.
HE pictures of it. It's gonna be gorgeous. All right, yeah.
What's that?
My
It's
phone.
on.
I bombed it into the couch.
You whiffed it. Next match, the Eater of Worlds Bray Wyatt versus the inaugural Universal Champion Finn Balor. Reminder: nearly 365 days ago, Finn Balor was crowned the inaugural Universal Champion. And here he is in a feud against Bray Wyatt, who, let me remind you, main evented WrestleMania with the WWE Championship.
Yeah.
So we're talking about the inaugural Universal Champion. We're talking about the man who won the Royal Rumble. No, almost won the Royal Rumble. Won Elimination Chamber
Yep.
Yeah.
to win the WWE title, and then main evented WrestleMania with that WWE title.
Yep.
And then they're not going to discuss those attributes at all because these
Haven't
are 2
mentioned
Dark
those.
Lords.
Yeah.
Who love to play peekaboo and drop some pig's blood on each other. So,
Cornstarch with red food coloring.
so do we?
That stuff was thick.
It was.
That was a thick mixture.
So let me ask the question before we get too deep into this.
CC.
Sunday, do we get a? I don't get the reference.
No, just
Sunday. Do we got it? Do we get a? Do we get
No.
a WWE style match, or do
Oh.
we get Bray Wyatt's projections match?
You get a projections match.
Like, do we get the gimmick match, or do we get a real match?
Oh God.
Because now it's in your head now.
I hope no.
Do you get a
no.
spook? Because you get the Demon King.
They called it though. Wasn't that WrestleMania like the House of Horrors? No,
No.
that was after the fact.
Yeah, that was
the next pay-per-view.
payback.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the House of Horrors match.
So is it going to be projections in the ring again?
I hope not. It was all right at the time, but in hindsight, it was bad.
I think this is probably going to be the most theatrical match.
Potentially.
God,
The
that sounds
entrance-
so fucking stupid.
The entrance
All right,
is...
listen. I don't even really want to talk about this at all.
You want to get your prediction?
I just want to get the predictions.
You
in
can tell me
and
your
pass
prediction,
it.
Brad. You can keep going.
The entrances alone to this match are probably going to be 5 minutes long.
Finn Balor. I don't think he comes out as Demon King.
He does. It's already confirmed.
The what?
I've got my demons too.
Yeah.
As he was
Who
chewing.
said it?
Yeah, that
multiple
was
potatoes
a
at once.
YouTube like WWE after.
Exclusive?
No, it wasn't. It was on the show.
Oh, was it on
Yeah,
the show?
it was on the show.
Oh.
He comes out of Kurt Angle's office, and then
Behind was he still
Charlie.
covered in the start?
Yeah.
Trevor?
It was like Finn Balor, Bray Wyatt's got his demons. I've got my demons too.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
Did you say a couple of potatoes in this one?
Yeah, he was munching some taters there. Pine and Guinness. Conor McGregor.
Oh, okay.
etc.
So it's gonna be oh man. Oh,
So-
that's gonna be a rough match.
So who do you got?
You go.
Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt. Look at him.
Yeah.
He's got Bray Wyatt.
You got Bray Wyatt too?
I'm adding to mine though. Bray Wyatt.
Who's the new Wyatt family member?
No, Bray Wyatt gets help from
Who?
Luke and
Eric Rowan.
Eric Rowan.
So the new Wyatt family.
Because it's combo. They come out.
40 just. So they come out and help Bray win, and then what? The club rolls out to help Finn?
Nope.
No. AJ Styles?
Nope.
No, nobody does.
Who has Finn been teaming with the last little while?
Broken Druids.
Jesus.
You cannot not have the Hardy Boys at SummerSlam do something. So I say they come out.
Oh yeah, because and then Matt and Bray were tweeting at each other for a while back in January.
Because I think the only way
4D chess player, 4D chess champion Matt Hardy.
Yeah,
planted the seeds without even being in the fucking company.
Yeah, the only way I think
the
only
good that was going around. There was a sign in the crowd from like a. It was like from early 2000s. There was a sign in the crowd, and it was like Matt Hardy V1 has been deleted.
Yeah, and he's saying he's
and Matt Hardy retweeted, and he was like, "I have dabbled in time travel." And then they had the clip from Impact when the whole family like used what was the
Vanguard one?
Yeah, Vanguard one. They used it to teleport somewhere. He's like, I have dabbled in time travel before.
Anyway, so that's my prediction. I say the Hardys come out to help him. And that sets something up between Matt and Bray, because I think Bray is the perfect person to awaken or woken, whatever they're going with, for Matt Hardy now.
This one should be super quick. Big
fuck.
Cass and the Big Show.
I don't
Big
even
Cass.
care. I'm just saying Big Cass.
Big Cass. I'm also going to say Big Cass.
Because
Just because I might as well round it out.
If Big Show wins, then
That was
Cass
so
is...
good to get that one out of the way super quick. And this next one might go fast, too.
Like I was saying to Brad last week, the next guy in line for the Universal title will be Big Cass. If that group before, if they add a fifth guy or the fifth guy in line once they're done with this group, or the next guy in line after this little group, it's gonna be Big Cass.
Or when Brock goes off to train.
Yeah.
Randy and Rusev.
Randy.
I'm gonna say Rusev.
I'm also saying Rusev.
And I don't really know what's going on there at all.
It's not even a thing.
Yeah,
It's not even a thing. It's not even a feud.
Has there been TV time?
Yeah, there has been.
Not this
such a
Tuesday, but
meme.
last Tuesday, Rusev kicked Randy at the end of a match.
The graphic came up in the corner as he's turning to go through the apron.
I remember that. Yeah,
that's what started it.
Tune into the award-winning WWE Network to fight.
Lana's done wrestling, eh?
Thank God.
Really?
Yeah, she's not gonna be. She's going back to managing, and she's gonna be managing Tamina.
Good.
Okay.
Yep, she tried it and it didn't work. Good.
No, yeah.
Great. She's making the best decision because that's where she did best.
Yeah.
All right. So the United States Championship match, the phenomenal AJ Styles versus Kevin Owens.
There can't be a screwy end to this.
There can't be. The smoking guns in the ring, Brad. It's Shane McMahon.
No, man.
Like, how is there not going to be a screwy?
He's gonna elbow drop one of them into the.
Jason Jordan and the Hardys will face Miz Taraj on the pre-show, so you're fucked. You have a chance to go back and change.
Doesn't mean the Hardys can't come out and help Finn.
They're already tied up with Jason.
The Miz Taraj.
Jason Angle.
In the pre-show.
Yeah.
What were we talking? Oh yeah, Shane's elbow dropping one of those guys through the announce table.
Maybe both.
Yeah, maybe both. Yeah, he could line them both up and then just be like,
Shane
double
wins the
count
U.S.
out.
title.
Shane's trying to get.
Gives
Listen,
himself the U.S. title.
but Shane's not going to be in the match without getting over.
He's gonna do a double count. Yeah, that's true.
So this is. I'm really looking forward to this match. Because it's a long show, despite the fact that we have 12 matches. Some of them are going to be...
It's a 4-hour show.
Yeah, it's going to... Some of those matches are going to burn real quick. This one, I feel like Shane's going to want them to have their time. And, Shane's the ref. So it's not like if Vince is in his ear, like, hurry it up, Shane's going to say, fuck off, Dad.
Like, you're just going to see him very visibly just take the earpiece and pump
it. If he starts the match like that, that's pretty based. If he takes the earpiece up, because everybody knows it's there. But if he just, like, very blatantly just puts it down, then that's pretty good. And they if they timed the match that well.
Vince rolls out pissed, and then he He rips both his quads.
Fuck me, even his arms. So he's like,
yeah.
he's just worming his way. And he's just
Mike Chioda's like trying to help him up.
No,
to the
everybody's just looking down at him as he's calling the shots like he did at the Rumble.
So,
he just sat there and he's like, "This is what we're gonna do."
I don't know how they didn't lose their goddamn minds.
Yeah,
like how
they all stayed
break.
in character.
Yeah.
They were like, "What's wrong with you, Vince?"
So anyway, so I'm really looking forward to this match. I don't know. I think I'm trying to think because it's hard to. This is one of the only feuds of the card where it's hard to tell for both competitors where their careers go after this match.
Yeah.
Like what happens with AJ win or lose, what happens with Kevin Owens win or lose, and so I'm gonna go with. I'm going to go with AJ Styles. I think Shane's going to fuck over Kevin.
Think so?
Yeah.
I got AJ as well.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
You can't have Shane screw over AJ and then go back to the AJ well again. We already done it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
And they were originally talking about putting Shane versus Kevin on SummerSlam. X-Pac actually tweeted out or said something in an interview that he said it during his podcast that you can just look at Shane and you could look at Shane 3 weeks ago and know he was training for a comeback. And you when Brian put him in the spot, Shane's standing like this with his arms crossed, and holy frig does he ever look like he's got a pump on.
Oh yeah.
So he's training. He's got to be training for an in-ring return.
Yeah.
Maybe a Survivor Series against Kevin, which would be lit. So unanimous for the phenomenal one. The WWE Championship match.
We haven't hit the women's matches yet, eh?
They're next.
Okay.
The modern day Maharaja Jinder Mahal versus the artist Shinsuke Nakamura. I was trying to think of anything to do there. So this one as well, I feel like this one's really, really up in the air, despite the fact that I have my prediction set for it.
This is the only one?
No.
That you had
The only match I had predicted coming into tonight was the Fatal 4-Way.
Oh, okay.
So this match is really up in the air. Can go either way.
Yep.
Understand that they have 1.3 billion people on the shoulders of Jinder Mahal. That's a big market to not want to disappoint. But Shinsuke's growth...
Japan has a lot of people, too.
Well, and they also want to maybe make a statement to New Japan as
Yeah,
well.
They 100% have to do that.
So, because they made Kenny Omega their United States champion.
Mm-hmm.
WWE has an opportunity to retaliate.
In a big way.
So it's and Shinsuke's growth, Shinsuke's getting over has felt really natural, and he's super over. He's more over than I thought he was gonna be. He's arguably besides save for AJ, he's probably the most over guy in the roster. His pop is huge.
Yeah.
So a story could be said for both competitors in this match, and ultimately I think Shinsuke wins the WWE Championship at SummerSlam. I originally had Baron Corbin interfering.
But that kind of changed everything Tuesday.
Yeah, exactly. Brad, you got anything you want to discuss about this one?
Not really.
Not really, yeah?
My prediction is Jinder Mahal.
I got
Oh.
Shinsuke Nakamura.
Oh! Wow. Why is that?
Jinder's had a couple months now, and it's largely been kind of hollow.
Yeah, he can't.
His best match was with Randy Orton
on SmackDown
2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
It was his best
in
match.
Calgary.
It was a
or no, not in Calgary.
match.
It was in Toronto.
Toronto, yeah.
None of the Singh boys were with him.
Yeah, and he wanted that because it was in Canada, and he was so over. It was awesome.
Yeah. It's tough to have John give Shinsuke a rub and then have Shinsuke not go and fulfill the, you know what I mean?
We got to remember, Jinder beat Cena too.
No, Corbin interfered with that match.
Right in time. Okay. So, but anyway, so 2 for Shinsuke, 1 for Jinder. Raw Women's Championship match: Alexa Bliss and Sasha Banks.
Sasha Banks.
Yeah, Sasha.
Wow. I'm gonna say Alexa Bliss.
Nah.
They've just
She's
of
had
the
it.
very little I've kept tabs on. It just seems like they're just building the momentum of Sasha. You know, Sasha reminds me of the female Roman Reigns. That's what she just. It's constantly she gets a push to the misfortune of other more
Capable, talented.
more deserving talent.
Is Nia Jax gonna be like if Nia Jax never gets that belt?
She's slowly becoming the Bray Wyatt of the women's division. Where it could have been really neat, could have been really cool, and they've just pissed it away. And that's what's happening. Like the Monday night, that was just
They have her tap too.
Yeah,
in a match that wasn't for the belt. Like it's man, you just threw away.
She's tapped out. I'd love to see the numbers. Like
6 times.
She's tapped out a lot to the bank statement.
Fucking stupid. She's their monster, and they're just throwing it away.
Yeah.
SmackDown Women's Title: Naomi and Natalya.
Going with the glow.
Yeah, I have Natalya.
I have Natalya as well. Naomi's been champ for quite a while now, and
she's been great.
Excellent run.
She's been fantastic.
But Natalya's due, I think.
Do you think there's a cash in? No, I don't think so either.
Yeah,
not after the Baron Corbin.
There's no way they'd burn
Tuesday night on SmackDown.
But
burn both of them in 8 days.
Yep.
But
oh my god,
Carmella is winning. I don't think they're gonna.
She's I can't say that anymore. I can't say she's a heel, so of course she wins because fucking Baron Corbin just got rammed.
I don't think they burn 2 Money in the Banks and have both people lose them.
Fuck man, the whole thing's a dumpster fire already.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I was saying last week. Like we talked and it was like, it's like it feels better than it did after Mania, and then by the end I was like, it's all still trash. It's like it's all still a hot pile of garbage.
All right, and now we're at the Fatal 4-Way. We got here a lot faster than I thought we were gonna get.
Yeah,
it seemed like we were. It seemed like we were,
we really want to talk about the Titus brand.
No, it was kind of good. Like we covered a lot of bases. Like we talked about, the Hardys and Roman Reigns. We got off on our classic textbook Roman Reigns tangent that I know is just going to pollute every podcast. And that's not a detriment on you. It's not a detriment on any of us.
I could talk about hours.
I know, and that's just it. I know
for how he's handled.
I mentally dedicate 25 to 30 minutes to every podcast talking about how every conversation comes back to Roman Reigns should be booked completely differently. It always does. But anyway, so we're at the Fatal 4-Way match. Like I said, this was the only match I had predicted. Coming into this evening, before we divulge our Fatal 4-Way predictions,
you're gonna go first.
Sure. First off, I want to thank everybody for joining us. We're back, and remind everybody that we'll be doing a live viewing party this Sunday for SummerSlam, right here, 6 p.m. Eastern. Is it beginning?
6?
Yep.
All right, yeah, that's the right time.
So we'll be getting going. I'll be late. I suppose I should tell you guys that now. This is my weekend of work. So I'll be at work.
Not making the pre-show.
I missed the pre-show. So, but I will be here eventually.
The pre-show for the WWE is always a dumpster anyway.
Yeah. So we also have a lot of
great talent.
I know we've said this before, and we're just coming back, but we've got a lot of great things planned for the future. So make sure that if you enjoy talking about pro wrestling or enjoy sharing the experience that is pro wrestling, whether it's American, whether it's Japanese, whatever. Make sure that you keep it locked right here for a lot of great content coming your way from the Never Over lads. So we are here at the Fatal 4-Way. Also, a little fun fact trivia. We originally started to take our predictions seriously 1 year ago. Last year's SummerSlam was the first one that the three of us, and it really kind of started off this whole Never Over, the culmination of us playfully predicting ultimately culminated in this, what you're seeing right now. So, SummerSlam will always mean a little bit more to me, just because this is kind of the idea. Like, SummerSlam was the execution of the idea, and then for Backlash in September was the one that we actually put a camera in front of us. So, like I said, SummerSlam will always be a little bit special to me because this is when the three of us, started this journey. So just wanted to do a quick little shout out for that. So the main event.
Just to touch on that base, for me, SummerSlam will always be garbage because I went 1 for 9.
1 for 9,
Right.
8 for 9.
2 for 9.
Yeah.
Brad only had one more than I did last year.
Slightly better, yeah.
Yeah, so the only Dawson got the match that I got wrong, of course, which makes sense, which was the Universal title match.
Yeah.
I had Seth Rollins.
I was all over it.
So there's a little bit of trivia for you there. But here we are, SummerSlam 2017. They're opting to settle the year after the inception of the Universal title. It's being settled in a fatal 4-way here at SummerSlam, and we have our 4 competitors: Samoa Joe, Braun Strowman, the Big Dog Roman Reigns, and the Universal Champion Brock Lesnar. This one's been very clear to me for a while, so are
you making your prediction?
I am, yeah.
Okay.
I have chosen as winner of the Fatal 4-Way the new Universal Champion Braun Strowman.
Fair call. I will say about this whole Universal title, since Great Balls of Fire, when it was Joe and Brock, WWE has been doing this right. Even Roman and Braun, their
Minglings?
Yeah, what they had, their feud that they had going on was great, and getting all 4 of them together, they've still been hitting the right notes and just kept on rolling. The only bad thing is I think they're just going to keep rolling with it. So you are going to have 4, maybe 3 of the same guys constantly fighting for that Universal belt for the next 6 months, or at least till Mania, which really sucks because that leaves people like Seth and Finn and The Miz out of the big title picture. So, but yeah, I mean, other than that, I mean, it's great. If they can keep up the quality that they've been doing, then it's not going to be an issue. But if after this, it goes back to just being same old WWE, then it's going to get stale really fast.
Well, I'll agree that it has, it's felt the Universal title picture has felt better than it has. Because Brock's been around pretty solidly now for the last 4 weeks. And to me, I know I've joked about it in the past, but Brock is a draw. He's exciting, and he's a believable champion. When he comes out with that belt and everyone's on their feet, like, you believe that Brock is a wow. He's an attraction. It's there's the Universal Champion, and you can believe that he's the champ, despite the fact that he's rarely on TV. That's him, and it's him. So it has been a lot better these days, and a lot more believable that the Universal title is an actual thing. Yeah. And that it is tangible. So I know that there's the stipulation in play too that if Brock loses, he leaves, and take that for what it is.
That's a stupid stipulation because Brock was gonna leave. Not leave, but Brock only works 15 days a year, and he's been on Raw, which counts as he's been on the last 4. Yep. He's on WrestleMania, Great Balls of Fire, the couple of shows leading up to that. So they've burned through probably 9 of his 15 appearances, and they want him for WrestleMania. He's not going to be around until the Rumble, because they're going to save as many of his appearances
probably
going
be a
into
surprise
Mania.
entrant in the Rumble.
So Brock wasn't going to be around after this anyways, so it's got to go to one of the 3 guys that's going to be on the show consistently.
And who do you think that is?
Roman Reigns.
That takes me by surprise. A little bit.
And Samoa Joe's going to eat the pin because they're not going to want to see Braun eat the pin.
So now I'm very interested to hear yours. I had no idea which direction you were going to go. I figured you were probably going to go Brock. So, but that's pretty interesting to me. So I know a lot about this Fatal 4-Way. It kind of makes you feel dead inside.
Oh yeah, I feel very empty.
Because and I was thinking about this today too. These 4 competitors, of the 4 of them, None of them are faces.
Nope.
And none of them are or I was thinking of it, like none of them are over as faces,
but they're over.
None of them are faces. I don't think Samoa Joe's broken through yet.
No.
Braun Strowman has. Roman Reigns is Roman Reigns, and Brock is Brock. Like, it's just such a unique situation where none of them are faces, and Samoa Joe's not broken through yet. And then
if Braun keeps just beating up Roman, he's just gonna keep getting cheered. That's why Braun is so well loved by the audience.
Every time he tweets, "I'm not finished with you," I lose my mind laughing because I can just hear him. Like every week is just a moment where he like. Roman's in his fucking grave, and Braun's like, "I'm not finished with you," and fucking reaches through the ground and pulls him out and throws him against a fire truck. Like, it's like that type of shit just kills me every time. Yeah. So yeah, but it's a very unique. I hate fatal 4-way matches, especially for the title. Triple threat is fine because you can do some interesting things there, but I do not like
20
and 30.
And 30.
I do not like fatal 4-ways because there's too much at play. It's too cheap, and it's your big belt, and you keep it self-contained, and you let that tell the story. Yeah, it spreads too thin when it's a fatal 4-way, in my opinion.
Well, I mean, Brock can't do a long match. That's been proven.
That is true.
That's been proven. Brock can't do a long match,
which is odd.
It's very odd. He is athletic.
He's gonna get hit with a spear or something, and he's gonna he'll roll out of the ring.
It'll be the Royal Rumble triple threat with him and Seth and Cena, where he gets put through the table,
and then he'll come back in, and then he'll get put out, and then Roman will pin Joe.
Yep. And that's your prediction, Dawson. Your last closing out the predictions for SummerSlam 2017.
And then the only thing that they can do to save that when Roman wins and the Barclays Center is full of booze is Seth and Dean come out with the tag team championship belts. Roman stands in between them, and they do the Shield fist pump, and that's all you get of it.
Nothing saves Roman Reigns at this point.
The Shield can save Roman Reigns.
I disagree.
When I leading into this, I had here's the thing. I didn't know where I'd go. What are you doing? Oh, okay. I didn't know where they. Okay. This, for a lot of reasons, is a tough one to call, because a lot of you can make very easy cases for most of them.
Oh yeah.
My gut automatically goes. Well, my heart automatically goes to one guy.
True.
Samoa Joe,
yeah. Oh, yeah, I want Joe to win.
He's the only guy there that I actually like.
He's a worker.
Yeah. Braun Strowman is great in his own right, but he's quickly getting the Roman treatment, and it's starting to rub me the wrong way. So it's kind of weird. Will you have Roman and Braun feud forever? It's just a weird combo. Yeah. And they're not getting either guy over, so...
And that's the thing, I think... I don't want to say whoever, but out of the three, whoever wins is probably going to be the champion until at least Survivor Series.
Absolutely.
Whoever wins cannot lose that belt between now and Survivor Series.
Yeah.
And then, then they do whatever they want at Survivor Series. I think the Universal title will switch hands... Somebody will win it at SummerSlam, but I'd say between SummerSlam and WrestleMania, it switches hands at least 2 more times. I'd say Survivor Series and Royal Rumble, it will happen again. I don't know if you'll get a Goldberg type return. I don't know if they'll finally clear Kurt to go in and wrestle, and they'll just shoehorn him in there somewhere. I don't think it's going to happen.
Kurt Angle should never wrestle again.
But... anyways, I think it'll switch hands 2 more times after SummerSlam.
Too far ahead for me to call.
All right.
So who do you got here?
So my heart instantly went towards Samoa Joe. It quickly backed out, and my mind went to Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman was kind of the only. He's the only one to me that kind of makes sense.
He's the most medium suspect, you could say, to me.
Kinda,
like to me,
it's
he's
like I don't see
the
Brock
crowd's
retaining.
behind
who yeah, it's like a murder mystery.
Retaining, and then Roman, like nobody. If Roman wins, like they just lit the building on fire with tiki torches. Oh, shouldn't have said that. And they like, it's not gonna be good if Roman wins. And I don't. Joe, like in my opinion, is there. Joe's a world champion.
Yeah, he is.
Like he's got all the makings, but it's tough. So, of the four guys, Braun makes the most sense. Probably he's probably the safest of plays. So my pick is Samoa Joe.
Wow.
Because it's a fatal 4-way and it's a DQ. So I think that's the angle they play. Is a straight beat down, and then he chokes someone out. He just totally incapacitates someone.
There's DQs in a fatal 4-way?
No, there's no DQs.
Oh, okay.
So that's what Samoa Joe has going for him, and
yeah.
they put the belt on him. You know, he's the only guy there who's been like NXT champion. So, you know, has actually risen through the ranks and become champ. So, I think Samoa Joe, and then to your point, like maybe Kurt gets back in the ring one more time, and Survivor Series, Kurt and Samoa Joe for the title.
Yeah, because they've wrestled each other before.
Oh, they feuded big time, right? On Impact. Yeah, they had a huge. It was stable versus stable, and they're both the heads of their stables. So
they know how to work each other.
Plus, I like the symmetry of us all having different horses in the race. Mm-hmm. So so that's why I kind of.
And none of us have Brock.
I feel pretty good that I'm just gonna lock this up anyway. So I don't I can have one toss away. So it's fine.
I'll be very interested to see how this goes because we have a very diverse selection.
It's good. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun.
And, you know, it's kind of cool to, you know, after 3 months off.
Shake the rust off and get back into things.
3 months off, we come back to it and we all have... it's kind of interesting. We've been able to build our own perspectives now on the product instead of talking about them every week. And now we're here 3 months later, all with different takes on SummerSlam 2017. Reminder, if you want to see how SummerSlam 2017 pans out, remember to subscribe to the award-winning WWE Network and join us as well. Sync up with us as we'll be watching it this Sunday, August the 20th.
We will not be turning the camera to face the TV screen.
That's a good call out.
Good precursor.
Okay, so before we end, I want to start a new segment. I think it'd be good to have some segments added into the podcast. We could have a few segments through the show, kind of like a...
This is where I can do my cheap pops.
Like our top 3... Well, yeah, like maybe like a top 3 moments from the past week, and then... Because our next podcast isn't going to be next week, it's going to be the week after. We're going to do podcasts every 2 weeks.
That's news to me.
Oh, I thought we discussed this. We talked about it last week in the podcast.
I didn't get that far, yes.
We'll discuss it again, but I was thinking we could... Every 2 weeks, it gives us a lot of time then to discuss what happened from the last pay-per-view, what's happened over their shows, and then leads us into predicting the next like pay-per-view. And it gives us a lot of fodder, a lot of discussion points, and then we don't have to do this every week. We can do other things through the week, so then we don't burn ourselves out just doing podcasts all the time.
What's your segment?
The segment is Backstage Interview. If people are watching, it gives them an opportunity to ask some questions. If the chat, if the people, we got a few viewers. So if people are still hanging around and they want to ask us questions, we could start the segment.
The magic of movie making.
Backstage Interview.
So I think, so while we're waiting for anyone to ask questions, I think this is an opportunity to say that, you know, we're going to be moving the Never Over Nation over to a Discord.
Yes.
We've decided that we're going to be posting a link either in the description of this video or we'll be going all in on the Discord for SummerSlam. But we talked about it, felt it was a good transition for us to go to the Discord so that we could interact with the Never Over Nation on a daily basis. You know, have conversations, talk about the product a little bit. It's also going to be our home going forward for our live chat. So if you want to be a part of our live chat that we interact with, that we prioritize, I suppose, because we'll probably still keep our YouTube chat open, of course, and try and funnel as many people over to the Discord as possible as they come through. But we'll be prioritizing and interacting and engaging with the Discord chat more so than the YouTube chat, just because, you know, you've made the initiative to join that. So we will be moving to a Discord. Link is probably in the description below once this video is done. So I feel like we can say that. We're also going to be doing some more segments for the podcast as well. I know discussed with YouTube at doing the 3 up, 3 down system, where we pick 3 superstars who we felt their stock rose, and then we pick 3 superstars who we feel like their stock declined in the particular week's programming, as well as I think over the next month or so, the 3 of us are going to sit down and maybe show by show try and figure out the NEVEROVER WWE power rankings and establish our own power rankings for the WWE roster, see where everybody fits based on our perspectives, and that could be interesting. We may come at the list with 3 individual lists, and then assign points based on their rankings,
and then assemble a NEVEROVER,
and then assemble the power rankings list based on that. So that could be something you can look forward to in a future edition of the Wrestle Recap podcast.
And I want to throw this. This is something that I would like to do.
Oh yeah.
Aside from one thing that I'll be doing is I'll be doing a segment called Raw Draw, where I'll draw something wrestling related. It may be WWE, New Japan, Ring of Honor, logos. You might see me doing logos for the NEVEROVER Nation, getting stuff ready for 2K18. That'll be something that I'll be doing, that I'll be uploading. That'll just be a separate segment. That'll just be I'll upload everything right to the YouTube channel. I'll also be doing some streaming on Twitch, doing that stuff too. I know Twitch was really good to us when we went over there for our 3-month
We lasted pretty good.
So we like that community over there as well too. So we'll be doing some stuff over there. And my only other segment that I want to get in, and maybe you guys are all right with this, is the Cheap Pop segment, which is...
Yeah, I don't know what this is.
This is where I would like to... It doesn't have to be part of Wrestle Recap. It could be part of that one thing that we're doing that's separate, different content. But it's fantasy booking.
Okay.
Where we just take a scenario and we fantasy book.
All right.
And I want to put the challenge out here for the first Cheap Pop.
Okay.
Everybody has to do it.
Okay.
Book
Why do you say it like that?
I'm just saying.
Book
I just don't want people to think that it's going to be something that I'm doing.
Okay.
Yeah, book it. Give me the subject.
Book your first 5 years in the WWE.
My first 5 years?
My first 5 years?
Jesus, I've done this already. So this will be easy.
Right now, or...
No. It doesn't have to be right now. Just...
No, starting... Okay, so I need to ask a couple questions.
Okay.
When is the starting point? Is it right now? Or can I pick a moment within the WWE landscape that's already occurred and interject at that time?
No, you have to be going into the current WWE product.
Oh, you already plotted out, like, where in the timeline you'd enter?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Oh, really?
Yep.
The only thing I'm saying, like, you could play around with, for me, I'm at the end of a wrestling career with my age. Like, I would be in part-time status.
And we're considered young.
Yeah, so what I would do is I would drop myself back to 28, which actually just happens to be when I was physically at my best, too, where I worked at a gym and I just worked out nonstop for, like, a year.
And this is what male peak performance looks like, so,
Yeah.
like, you had no chance.
That's the only thing I'm changing, is I'm dropping 8 years off my life.
I'll book my 5 years right now. Just carbon copy Kevin Owens' career.
Got the hair, got the beard.
I got the gut. Just carbon copy.
Love the theme song already.
NXT champion, and then I beat Cena my first night, and I'm I eventually become Universal
Champion.
title, but I'm a placeholder.
My 5 years, if I could have picked it, I can do this really quick since it's invalid. I had myself.
You're like, I would have picked this. I would
Yeah,
have
I
picked
did.
during
And
the Monday Night Wars. I would have been like,
here's
January 5th.
here's what it was. Here's what it was. Okay, hear me out. I came into the fold very early on. Like it was almost like an NXT type, but NXT didn't exist. It was probably
OVW?
It was like 2006. Let's go.
FCW?
No, not even. No. Taker was Phenom Taker, and he was still undefeated. And I had come up in the ranks. He took a liking to me, but I
breaks the streak.
But I had a losing streak going on, and so he took a liking to me, helped mentor me. I kind of became an understudy to him. I eventually split off, kind of went heel, win the Rumble. Him and I have a match at WrestleMania where he's the champ. I've called off my stable. I'm like, I want to do this clean. Anyway, my stable the ref takes a bump. Stable comes out anyway, like knocks Taker, like beats the shit out of Taker, and then I shoo them out. Ref's down, Taker's down, and as the refs come in too, I lay down and drape Taker's arm over me. So I relinquish my opportunity to win the belt. Which then Taker like is pissed, but also respects the move, and then we have a very long, like a year and a half, 2 year feud that culminates in me breaking the streak and winning the belt and being a face doing it.
That's actually not that bad.
It's alright. There's no way you come a face out of that situation. Whoever beats the streak was going to be a heel.
Yeah.
I don't.
But guaranteed insta heel.
But it's like a Sean Rick thing where it's like an I'm sorry.
Yeah. I love you.
Yeah. And he knows it. Like he's asking for it, and then I do it, and then it's like, and then we shake hands or whatever. Yeah. And he goes off.
That's not bad.
And then I'm left, living in hopefully a WWE world that takes contender rankings into
consideration.
Pieces, but
there's actual
pyramid. But anyway, that's what I had. I used to push a lot of carts back in my day, so I had tons of time to think about if I was to jump into wrestling right now, what I would do.
The power rankings list also tiered them.
Yeah. Yeah. So that can be like
pyramid type system.
Tier 1 is 20 points by default, and then
well, no, okay, this guy's 1 and this guy's 2, but then these guys 3, 4, 5, 6 make up this tier.
Yeah,
gotcha. It's like these are the brackets that I see.
All
okay.
Right.
So,
well, we got stuff to work on for next week or 2 weeks from now, I suppose.
Yep.
Once again, want to thank everybody for joining us, and make sure to tune in this Sunday, August 20th, for our SummerSlam 2017 live viewing party. Look forward to having you all join us. We'll probably have some guests as well, special guests. I remember Coach.
We have a lot of people just in this building
Coach
that could probably show
up. Coach Patron Adam went to a WWE Live event recently. He's got a Universal title signed by Seth Rollins.
You should have been like, we have a title.
Signed by Seth Rollins and Finn Balor, so I'm really looking forward to touching that.
Yeah.
Putting my fingers all over that and smelling it, maybe licking it a little bit.
I hope he comes out for us.
So,
yeah.
But anyway.
You can't come if you don't bring the title.
Yeah, So we're really looking forward to Sunday. Hope you guys are looking forward to Sunday too.
Hostage.
But for all of us here at the Never Over, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you guys next time.
Hit subscribe. We need 100 again. Hit subscribe. Tell all your friends.